How's it going?
Great. I love the blue. Every time I'm like, I'm feeling that blue.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
My clients were like, don't do it. I'm like, I'm doing it.
Get it.
Yeah, I like it. I'm into it.
Nice.
So I got something for you.
Do you?
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you about Pilates Unites for Ukraine.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get it.
So Pilates Unites for Ukraine. Everybody, every Pilates teacher, every Pilates enthusiast, every experience level, whatever, is invited to participate in this fundraiser. And it is a initiative that was the kind of got rolling by a Ukrainian Pilates teacher who received notification. She had to leave Ukraine. She just happened to be out of Ukraine when everything really hit the fan. And so she has a colleague whose father is a doctor, and he's working in like a field hospital, and he's working directly with victims of the war. And so they need resources, money, all kinds of stuff. And so obviously what we can help with is money. And so she reached out to a bunch of her Pilates and her name is Katerina Smirnova. And I had a couple days ago, she was on live with me. So there's a recording of that. You guys can go back and watch. But she sent a letter out to some of her Pilates teacher colleagues, and Kathy Ross Nash is one of the teachers who got the letter and was like, okay, we need to do something here. We need to help her, and kind of like rallied the troops. And Blossom Leilani Crawford was like one of the first to be like, yes, I'm in. And so we're doing Pilates Unites for Ukraine. Kathy kicked it off on Sunday. Blossom is going to cap it off on April 7th. And in between that time, which is about 2 weeks, we still have about 2 weeks, we're inviting Pilates teachers from anywhere, whatever. There's it doesn't have to be like, everybody is like welcome and invited.
No denomination is excluded.
Or gatekeepers or any of that stuff. Michael Brown is leading a Pilates class actually. And as you know, he's a Pilates lover, but not necessarily a certified teacher. So, you can do it for your
I'm inviting him in too. There he is.
Hi, I'm cooking, so I may step in and out of the frame, but I'm here.
So Michael was on yesterday telling us about his class. His class is coming up. He's doing, tell them about the class that you're hosting for Pilates Unites for Ukraine.
So on Monday, March 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern, I am doing a vigorous Joe's 34 from Return to Life, and probably finishing with some of his standing calisthenics. So we'll do the 34 in 25-ish minutes, and then do some fun stuff at the end.
So in order
that's on Instagram Live. It'll be on my live, which is at MBSRQSFO.
And if anybody wants to join,
you can go to Pilates.com for the full schedule, and most importantly, the donate button.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to add their class to the schedule, it can be an Instagram Live class. It can be a class we're already doing, a class in your sphere, whatever.
Great. Sorry, Tracy, I'm losing your audio there.
I step away from the sizzling pan. I'm good now.
All right. Okay. So you go to Pilates.com and you can submit your class to the calendar. And you can also find all the donate button information. There's like a whole page with everything you need to know. That's it. Sorry.
She's got at least 2 in Spanish in there now. I saw you added 1 for Laura last night.
Yeah. There's some new ones in there, and but we'd love to get some more in there. We want everybody to be able to participate, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be a big. Just be something you're already doing, or Instagram Live, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Can you just put it in the comment section too? And actually, after the fact too, if you could just put it like in the comments when we save this live as well, that'd be great. So like I'll tag you, so like you'll see the tag when it goes live, and then you can when it's saved, both of you, and then you can just put it in chat there.
Okay, cool. Groovy.
Done. Thank you so much. That's great.
Hey guys.
Good to see you,
Okay.
Michael. You're looking svelte, sir.
I'm my weight's been constant for the last year, but I know my body's continuing to change, so I'm going to continue to look a little different as we go through this. Yeah, from when I did core conversations with you, I've lost 15 or so pounds.
Great.
I'm
But
gonna
that
go
was
so you
very
guys have better
random.
reception.
Thanks, so. Thanks, Tracy. All right. Michael, it's so good to see you as well. Thanks for jumping in.
Thanks for having me. I wanted to get an opportunity. I didn't know it was a freestyle, but I wanted to get an opportunity to talk about Pilates Unites for Ukraine because, we want this to be, Kathy and Tracy want this to be open to, the entire community and have people, jumping in and doing something little or something, or something big. Kathy had on average 85 people in a live on Sunday doing the crazy hard mat with a focus on abdominals and the extended abdominal series, and people were dying. But they were funny because there were a whole bunch of people who just commented, and that means I know they're not doing the workout.
Right. Yeah. There's no time to breathe and
no,
type and work. Right? Choose one. Yeah. There you go. Nice. All right. I'll allow you to jump back into your cooking there, and we'll keep it going.
I will do so. So everybody, we want to see you in some way, shape, or form at Pilates Unites for Change. Go to Pilates.com for the details.
Yes. Thank you. Awesome.
Thanks so much.
I'll repost the information there. I screenshot your comment there too.
Okay, great.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, just hit the.
Hey, man.
Hey. Molly, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm really, really good, man.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Man, so I'm gonna. I don't know, Sonia. I think Sonia's on a trip right now, so if she can join us, great. If she can, it's all good. But so anyway, so this guy Kwame Delfish from Toronto designed a coin. You know what, dude? So anyway, so the Canadian Mints, Royal Canadian Mints, you can order these online. Look at this beauty.
Oh, that's sick.
How stunning is that?
Okay, you know what? I want to jump on this bandwagon too. What's his name?
Let me see here. I don't know if I can get back. I believe it's Kwame Delfish. I'd have to log you out because I can't show when you're on it to get his name again.
Okay, what's the name of
it? Here.
Yeah.
So it's the Royal. I think you just follow the Royal Canadian Mint.
Okay. Okay, Royal Canadian Mint. Okay. And then his name
might be something like that. I think it's Kwame Delfish.
Okay. Have you had him on your Instagram?
I have invited him on, and we haven't been able to line up a time yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's fascinating. Hey,
it's so fascinating.
When you're talking about making money.
That's the truth. It's not making money. This is making money.
Literally making money that other people are going to use to spend.
Yeah. I don't think people actually spend these $20. It's a $20 silver coin, right? So it's just it's a $20 coin, but I think it's worth more in silver than the value of the coin itself. But it's special nonetheless, man. I just think that is just there.
He's my hero. I'm
legit.
I love
yeah. Trying to get a good glimpse of this. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, it's pretty, man. I'm looking at it online too. Yeah, I love it. I just love how he used his creativity in his mind to think about something that
Yeah.
people can use every day, or people are going to use, you know?
Yeah. Well, this is a collector's piece. I mean, if you went to a store and dropped this, people are like I glad to give you change and take this. But um,
Wow.
yeah, you know what's funny too? I was talking with my son about it, right? Like he's a basketball kid. I put a little post about him and stuff like that. We talk about the NBA and like there's like 300 jobs in the NBA, and then there's all these pro jobs all over the place. But like there's a specialness considering how many basketball players there are, how many of them will be pro. Like my friend Andrew, who was just in the chat earlier, is playing in Korea right now. How many artists are there on the planet that will ever get a chance to do something like this? You talk about special or unique.
Oh
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, you know what? Thank you for continuing to do your chat, your live chat. I don't always like get a chance to stay on the whole time, but I try to make time to follow and see what you're doing, because I think, because we're speaking about Kwame and that coin, but I think also what you're doing is so important, because I would never know about a person like Kwame unless you were continuously doing these chats, and people forget how powerful the right conversation can be. So for
yes.
conversations is, man, you are nailing it. You are nailing it. So thank you. Yeah.
Man, thank you. No, I appreciate that. You start to do something just out of the sake of being consistent with it, and then you start to see the power of that consistency when you're moving from a place of passion.
You know, whew, boy. Okay. So yeah, that's exactly so on point. When I do these monthly personal goal challenge, I call them 31 day, or like if it's 29 days in the month, I'll do obviously like February, or 30-day goal challenges. The whole theme of it is just to pick something that you like and to
Mm-hmm.
stick with it, because I found that in my life, whenever I've stuck with something that I've enjoyed and I said, hey, this is what I want to do, the hardest
Yes.
challenge was just sticking with it. Or if I've been with a group and we've said, hey, you know what, here's where we want to go. The challenge is the group sticking together and sticking with it. So not quitting and not, giving up on what you feel is important for you is vital. And I think too many people just give in when it gets a little bit hard,
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I'm always searching for words that keep that retention. You know what I'm saying? Because like, don't give up, stick with it, just to hang in there. Like we use these catchphrases and
Yeah.
they could be empty because you've heard them so many times. So how do you rope people in to stay committed to their words?
Oh, great question. Yeah, because I'm constantly going to the lab to do the same thing, but
Yes.
I think it really starts with me, like keep my fire lit. And if someone catches that, you know what? Great, God bless you. But I know that to be authentic and to be transparent, if I'm not lit, it's just not going to be right, especially if I'm leading from the front. So I get
Yeah.
up, be lit, every day.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah. I hear you on that, and I'm not disagreeing with it, but
huh.
I catch myself, and I know there's been times, even in the past few weeks, where it's like, yo, man, how you doing? I'm like, tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not so lit
Yeah.
today, but I'm here anyways.
Okay. Well, all right. No, I'm glad you said that, because I get that. But there's different kinds of tired. If you're tired, meaning like your energy is spent, but it's doing the things you enjoy, that's a different tired, where
That's true.
you're somewhere where you have to be that you don't want to be, because you're trying to just, like pay the bills, or, it's like something you got into somehow, or you don't really want to be there. So there's a different
Hmm.
type of, fatigue.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I've said that too. Even on those days when I came in, like I'm tired, it's almost like for lack of a better word or cheesy way of saying it, like a good tired. It's like all these things are happening and I'm in my groove, I'm in my lane, and I'm just exhausted from pouring myself out, which is a different conversation. I'm just tired from doing things I'm not called to do.
Yeah, 100%. I would rather be tired from pouring myself out on the things that I enjoy than tired of, being in a situation where I'm obligated because I got to make a paycheck, or it's to fulfill someone else's obligation. And
Yes.
then I'm not so much in control of where I want to put my time and energy. And I realize like that is important to just be, to be able to say, hey, you know what? I chose to be here. So,
Yes.
okay.
I sign up for this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remind yourself of that. Like, okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
this is the choice I made. So what am I going
Yes.
to do?
Yeah. And one of the things also I'd add to that, like when I'm training my clients and they're tired, like they're doing exercise and they're exhausted, and then they're like, oh, I'm so gassed, I'm so tired right now. I'm like, that's okay. Like I actually wanted to make you tired. The challenge now is how long is it going to take for you to recover? Do we need 30 seconds to recover to get your heart rate back down, or do we need 4 minutes to get your heart rate back down? That is the true test. Not the fact that you're tired, but the fact that you have the ability to recover from that tired. And that's why I want to get into the heads of my clients so that they're not defeated because they're tired. That fatigue is part of the process. And now what is your bounce back like? What's your recovery like?
I like where you're going with this.
Right? So
yeah. Okay, I got questions now for you.
all right, Kara's in the chat here too as a trainer, so I'm sure she's like,
Uh,
yes.
yeah.
Hey, there she goes.
Okay, what's your name, Kara?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been an athlete all my life on all the different levels, on the high school, college, and the pro level. And
Yes.
one of the things that I found that has separated mostly the pros from the amateurs, and not all cases, but in many cases, is that we look forward to pushing through to that next level. We know like pain, just a part of the process.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, Kara said something here too, like the magic is in the rest, and I'm gonna touch on that in a second. But like you're saying there, that push through is important, and this is the other thing too with that. I think this ties into it. I've had some clients who, for the first time in their life, they exercise when they came to me. They're 40 years old, and then their doctor's like, you need to start exercising. They're 59 years old, and their doctor's like, you know what, your dad died at 60, your uncle died at 60, you need to start exercising or you're next. So these people who have done nothing are now in the place where they start exercising. And what will happen is when they start exercising and then it gets uncomfortable, they get scared. They don't want to push themselves in the same way that you, as a former athlete or an athlete in a different way now, would push yourself, because they don't have that memory of when I was 16 and I was on the soccer field and I was dead tired and the ball flew overhead. I was the last man and I had to chase that ball anyways when I'm tired. That sense of I'm tired and I have to push anyways. They have no frame of reference for that. I'm tired and I have to push anyways. They're scared because their body hasn't been there. Their heart hasn't pounded like that before. They haven't been uncomfortable before. So I realized that it's a different conversation with those people as opposed to former athletes. So what we could push ourselves to before we get tired is different. How we recover is different. There's so many different elements within all of these different things that we have to take into account.
Yeah, man, Martin. Okay.
And I throw all that out because I know it's going to get you thinking of it.
Well, yeah, it gets me thinking, but it makes me always go back to like don't be so much in your own head. Meaning, like my experiences are completely different than probably a lot of people when it comes to sports and working out. So people that like are friends of mine and that I know and that I work with and stuff, they're always asking me, hey man, I know you work out all the time, I see you, you're looking good and that sort of thing. I want to work out with you. And so they'll work out with me one time and then they won't ever come back. And I'm like, no, look, this is what you want. You don't want it to be too easy, but you don't want it to be too hard.
Right.
So there's a big part of me that has a trainer mindset, meaning like I love to see people get better.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I like you, I realize words are very important. So one thing I don't do is talk about my background because I don't want to intimidate anybody.
Yeah.
And the other thing I try to do is find their hot spots, find their reasons, and really tap into that. And so if it's somebody that wants to just improve their self-confidence, have a conversation, have a core conversation about, okay, why are you not confident? You know, let's start with one little thing and you know, focusing on that. And again, it comes back to just being willing to continually to go at each day. And I find like that's the biggest thing. People hurt a little bit and they don't want to face it. They don't want to go. Don't be scared of it.
Right. And lean into it. Yes, along the way from the block. Good morning. So Kara's comment earlier, KSA Fitness Toronto saying the magic is in the rest. And I never asked this question before. Kara, if you want to join us, give me a thumbs up. I'll bring it on the screen. I'm going to ask this question. I just use the example of the importance of rest, but the length of your rest being important. So in the context of personal training or Pilates or whatever it is, how long it takes to recover before the next round. If that rest period is shorter, that means that you are fitter, right? Like you recover faster. A tennis player between serves or whatever the case is, right? So I'm just using that analogy. But then in our everyday life, is there, I'm going to bring Kara on here, in our everyday life, is there any kind of merit or any kind of like badge of honor for being able to say, I only took this amount of time to recover? I'm stressed. I don't need 6 weeks off. I can figure this out in just 2 days and I'm recovered, or an hour and I'm recovered. How important is your short rest time for recovery? Does that make sense, Kara?
Yeah, but it depends, Martin.
I love the answer. It depends.
It depends on what it is you're doing, what you're training.
Yes.
So hi there, by the way. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. I came in late.
It's okay, Stephen. How you doing, Kara? Is it
Steph,
Kara?
I'm Kara. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
So I've got a client who's probably going to be jumping in here in a second, into the studio in a second. So
right.
I get to try and be quick. But why I say it depends is because I teach different kinds of classes where the rest depends on the work we're doing.
Yes.
So like my sort of, I don't know if you want to call it signature class, is my strength and conditioning class. So I set that up with circuit stations. We usually do time sets. Sometimes we're doing, straight sets or straight reps. But I want to push them a little bit outside of that comfort zone that you're talking about, right?
Yes.
I want them to try and keep the rest a little bit more minimal and push up against that boundary of that comfort, right? Push.
Okay.
I don't want them to be like redlining their workout. I'm not into that, but I want that heart rate to get elevated. And I call it moderate intensity conditioning, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So, but that's different from when I'm doing my barbell basics class. In that class, rest is hugely different from in the conditioning classes.
Yes.
And I find the people who come to the barbell classes, and I'll say especially the men, need to really, actually that's not true, because it's a different mentality that I see. But people are so conditioned to just keep pushing and that they don't take enough rest in between their lifts.
Gotcha.
And so I have to set them up with a stopwatch and say, like, minute and a half to 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
What I usually do, if I can, is partner people up to do lifts together. because it's social that way, but it also then forces more rest. It forces them to get to that minute and a half, 2 minutes. And the difference, and sometimes they just start up a conversation and distract them so that they rest a little bit longer. And the difference in the lift when they rest for 2 to 3 minutes versus when they jump back in after 30 seconds to a minute is huge.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, I just see someone in there saying, I don't ever rest in between. I move from one exercise to the next. Should I be resting?
It depends.
It depends. It depends.
Kara, stay tuned. There's gonna be "It Depends" hoodie coming your way at some point, because even in this guy's case, it depends on exactly what you're doing. It depends. Are you trying to push your metabolic threshold, or are you trying to get quality reps?
That's right. If I'm doing a dumbbell complex and I want you to be using the same, or a kettlebell complex, or a flow, as you know, we seem to be calling it more often these days, and I want you using the same weights for all like 4 or 5 exercises, well, then I don't want you resting. I don't want you taking a second to put down the weight and pick something else up. I want you to push.
Right, exactly. And yes, trainer's choice, layering active rest, active recovery. I like using that. People are like, I thought it was a rest time. No, this is a recovery time.
Okay, guys,
Kara,
I'm so sorry. I have to jump off. Thank you for having me
I just
on.
want to show you this real quick, Kara. Look at that.
That's the coin. Oh, look at that. It's so shiny. Look at that art. It's beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Love it. Okay.
Thanks for having me on. Yes. Nice to meet you.
You too, Karen.
Okay, bye.
She's great.
She is great. And you could layer in everything she said back into this like emotional, like social interaction. What does that recovery mean? And just like those are the different levels of that, right? Like, okay, you want quality reps in next round, take a longer break. You want to work on your recovery time and that metabolic threshold type thing. That's different things. So like that's why no matter who comes in here, like that's the answer that comes out all the time is it depends, right? There's so many different variables. And just reading trainer's choices comment here. A lot of boxing trainers believe that little to no rest, and they're so traditional. But that still depends on what your objective is, right?
Yeah. You know what? And that's why you and Kara are so important, because having a coach and a trainer, a Pilates instructor, when you have someone who's on the outside, who has the training, the knowledge, the experience, who can look at you, because we can't see ourselves when we're like, in the moment doing the movements and stuff. You guys help bring out and guide that student in a way that they necessarily can't always do by themselves. In fact, in the beginning, they can't. You need someone to help you. You need someone who knows what they're doing to bring out the best in you. And so, people forget how important movement is, and your expertise in movement and positioning, and some of the toughest workouts that I've had in the last probably 3 or 4 years have been in Pilates and yoga, because there's certain moves that I struggle with. I need someone to help me to relax, remind me to breathe, remind me to move my hand a little bit over this way, hold the pose.
Just having eyes on you. Yeah. Yes, no, so true. That movement. I don't know if you were in the room, but I was talking about how movement has been one of the things that's been really. I've been grateful for movement and just the conversation we've been having around movement. And now, even like today, even though we kind of leaned into the topic of rest a little bit, all those pieces are so key. So I'm just gonna read this comment here. A fine line, a balance. That fine line, balance of tradition, technique, and science needs to be established. And you know what's funny? Trina's Choice 179. That comment is so true. That fine line of balance of tradition, technique, and science needs to be established. And I think it needs to continually be established. Like that's a continuing conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Not just a conversation, but images out there showing people how to move, because we got so many other images that are showing us other things. I mean, don't get me wrong, core conversations are great, but you know, just that those images of those movements in front of us, you know, daily. Just like when I put pictures up on the wall to remind me, like, okay, you know what, this
Yeah.
is blah 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 where I want to go. You
Mhm.
know, yeah, we need to have more images of, you know, showing like different movements and
Yeah.
what it's doing for the body and reinforce that education, right?
Absolutely. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Like, Brooke B. Tyler is here in the chat, and I was looking for something online the other day, and one of her like advanced mat classes from like 6 years ago came up
Mm.
on my YouTube feed. And it's funny, we were talking about tradition and technique and all these different things. And she's flowing through these advanced mat exercises, which are is basically like a class I taught like last Wednesday. So it's fun. It's funny to see how maybe I'll bring her in. Let's bring her in. Sorry, I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm hijacking your whole morning here stuff.
that's okay. Yeah, it's freestyle.
Yes, exactly. I don't know, Brooke, if you want to jump in here or not, if you're free to, but um, team no sleep myth needs to be put to rest. I like that too. And we can talk about that as well. Hi.
Hi.
Have you met Stefan, C's for Greatness,
No.
before? Okay,
No.
this is Brooke, Stefan. We're
Nice
just
to meet you.
we're just like flowing with this conversation around like movement and rest and all these different things. And so it's just funny, legit. I was on in Starbucks on Sunday, and I was looking through all my old core conversations, trying to find some posts, and then one of your like workouts from like 6 years popped up. 6 years ago popped up, 5 years ago, and it's just
It
like,
did?
yeah, and everyone, like all the comments like, this is great. I'm gonna use this every day. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And I was looking, I was like, this is a really good workout. And I was like, this is the work I just did on Wednesday. Like, it's the same how we can have movement, and there's some traditions and there's things we know classically that still like they transcend, like, and there's still great movement. And
Yeah.
to your point, Stephen, we could jump in and do it and just and flow with it, but then we can also have hands on us and have eyes on us and just get deeper into the work. But there's such a great foundational workout.
Yeah, I
So
love that one. Those YouTube videos are so old, and I got to tell you, most of them I was pregnant in. So there are a couple of those comments,
what?
those comment haters, you know, they're like, "Are you sure you're scooping?" I'm like, you know what? Piss off. I'm 14 weeks pregnant. You just don't know. Okay, doing the best I can.
Where
But that advanced one is pretty good. It's got a good flow. It's
Yeah.
always kind of risky to put advanced stuff out there in the
Yeah.
world, and you don't know who's
Right.
going to pick that up and do it.
Yes.
where can I find these YouTube videos of
Oh,
you?
those are old. Those are so old. Well, now I've got a whole
Those are
subscription
like,
platform from that. But if you,
Okay.
you got to be careful when you YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Don't just search Brooke Tyler unless you're feeling a little risky. So
That's
you got to search Brooke Tyler.
true
Pilates.
story.
True
That is
story.
true. That
I
is
actually
true
told my
story.
kids, I was like, never Google Brooke Tyler, please. You got to type in. You see, that's why I write Brooke B. Tyler here.
B. Tyler.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
With the E or just
with an E.
okay.
Yeah, or if you look up Core Self on YouTube, that should come up. But Brooke
For herself.
Tyler Pilates, you got to always add that in there because otherwise it's pretty exciting.
I'm gonna look it up just because.
I know, be careful what you wish
I'm
for.
like, what's she talking about? I need to find out for myself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
told that to the of course, Martin. I told that to the high school baseball team, and I think they looked it up, you know, while they're on the bathroom break.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's some great old videos on there, and like just a real basic. And then there's that stomach series and the red pants. You know, I've filmed so many videos. I'm rebuilding my website, so now I'm like going back through the catalog of workouts, and I know them by the socks and the pants. Right? I try to.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, the red pants. That's the stomach series. It's like 5 minutes.
No,
that
that's
one's on
clever.
YouTube too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think leaning into the order and the flow and how the exercises come together. I just love that about and I do and teach more mat than than ever. And
Yeah.
it all just flows in. So it's all one movement. You're just continually going. I love it.
Stephanie, you'd love her classes, man. Great teacher, just such a good mover, really good communicator with it too. So definitely jump into that. But actually too, Brooke, I think it's cool too, like you're saying, like I legit stumbled across this workout from 5 years ago, and the evolution of your business is now this is a subscription thing. People can sign on and just dive deeper with their work with that too. So I think it's like that's so cool to see how that's grown.
Yeah. And it's so great. And it's right up. Yes, CJ works out with me all the time. It's a dynamic flow. She's right.
Yes. Yeah.
And I actually, just to share a random little story, I'm at the studio, and my roofers were here, but like what just happened was like one of the ultimate things I love about having video subscription and being an acupuncturist at the same time. So there's, I'm selling the building. There's a slight situation. There's a little leak. So, I got my roofers here. So one guy's on the roof, one guy's in here waiting for the leak. And so I go back because I'm printing papers. And he's like, so I just want to ask you, I just tore my meniscus on my skateboard last week. Like this is the story of my life.
Yes.
People are like,
right.
So this kind of hurts. And I'm like, great, bring it on. I got things to share. So he's talking about falling off a skateboard, his meniscus. And so then he's asking, what can you do with acupuncture? I'm like, oh, so much. So suddenly, CJ, like you guys who know me would love this. I'm whipping out the Posamon oil. I got Wu Yang plasters. And before he left, he pulled his pants down so I could KT tape his knee so he could go back to work. And then in the meantime, I'm like, listen, you need side kicks. Okay, you got the standing star basically because his knee crashed in, right, when he got off his board. Like you need more lateral hip strength. You don't want it. He's like, I'm not going to the doctor for my meniscus. I was like, no, you just got to get stronger. So, he's like this young, he's cute too. He was like, you got to get your hips stronger. You need side kicks. You need squats. You need to start doing chisel. We got to work your glutes. And then I give him the pep talk on, you can't hyperextend your knees. You can't hang in your knee joints all day, buddy. So we talked about unlocking the knees, posture, alignment. I sent him out the door with his Posamon bottle, his Wu Yang plasters. He's coming back for acupuncture. He said, we'll be in touch, and did the KT tape on his knee and then sent him the link to figure out how to KT tape his own knee so that he can have stability. So
go ahead, Brooke.
That's in a nutshell, like my favorite thing right there.
Right there. Stephanie. She's for real.
Brooke, yeah. Hey, man, you got great energy too.
And then he can be empowered and be, because what he confessed is like, which Martin, because you work with so many athletes too, like maybe for me, my thing right now is Pilates. I love doing that so much. But for him, he's a roofer, but actually all he wants to do is be on a skateboard. And he said those things that we know as Pilates teachers where he's like, I did this last week and I would spend hours every day on my skateboard and I can't. And I just don't know who I am.
Yes.
I'm like, you just need Chinese medicine and Pilates if you're going to feel strong and you're going to get back.
You're like Chinese medicine, Pilates, and a hug, and I'll send you on your way.
Yes!
Well,
yes!
You prove I was just saying that to Martin that, when you guys have students or clients that come in, they can't do it on their own, regardless of what level. I don't know if you guys go to other people, but whenever you're trying to work on yourself, you can only get so far, but then you have to go out and either study or get someone to show you. And so there's always a learning process,
Yeah. And I think we have to make it simple. He said that. He's like, I always wanted to learn more about Chinese medicine and this kind of stuff and healing. And, I gave him the pep talk on no ice. You got to go for warmth and heat and movement. That like movement is medicine philosophy that Chinese medicine and Pilates both really get down with. So we talked about that. He's like, okay. He's like, it always just seemed overwhelming. I'm like, no, it's just, what happens in nature. Things move. Okay. You got to stay in the flow.
Quick question for both of you guys.
Yes.
When you talk about movement, especially when someone gets injured, why does traditional medicine want to put a brace on someone's knee or restrict that movement? Well, I don't get that.
Well, I said that to him because we talked about ice, then we talked about ibuprofen, and then, you know, like he's in the middle of working and I'm in the middle of working. So I'm like not taking my time. I'm like rapid firing, giving him every piece just to see what he can take in. Right.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, I mean, I really only know American culture super well. Right. But it is, CJ, she calls it the Church of Brooke. She's in my mentoring program. So we spend a lot of quality time.
That's facts right there.
But I said right there, I was like, first I give him the metaphor of like, what's going on in nature in a frozen pond? Is anything moving? No, it's not moving. So how's your body going to heal? He's like, but the swelling, we got to reduce the swelling. I'm like, do you though? Because your body is reacting to an injury. It's swelling to protect it, to stop the movement on its own. If you ice and ibuprofen, you're busting up your body's natural flow. It has a sequence. Your body knows what to do. So go with it rather than like totally side shifting it into something else. So I gave him liniments that will be cooling and moving. So that will help with the inflammation. And yeah, he took off some sort of like dumb brace. He's like, I don't think this is even working, but it's what I had. He had on his knee. So we did the KT tape instead so he can move and be secure. But mostly that was the big landing point. He's got to stop standing with his knees hyperextended all day. So
yeah. Because the body wants to go back to homeostasis, right? It wants to be a certain state, even when it's injured. So that's what it knows. But when you put things on like what am I trying to say? Ace bandage on a sprained knee or injured knee, or thigh wrap when someone pulls their hamstring. Well, it might feel comfortable, but that's not going to help the body get back to where it wants to be or where it should be, what it knows, right? Yeah. Functionally.
I just pinned Nicole's comment there, Brooke, if you want to speak to that.
Oh, yeah, Nicole. You got to get down with some acupuncture. Yeah, we need help. And, you know, like Chinese medicine is, it's so similar. Like how I approach an acupuncture patient or a Pilates client, it's so much about, you know, you're reading the person, you're listening, you're taking in where they are in that moment, and then helping, you know, every needle that goes in is just, it's helping you connect back to like the source of you and then find some harmony. And it's so likely to be pulled out of harmony in any day based on, you know, the mind, the emotions, the external environment. It's so easy to get pulled off course. So Chinese medicine is just, again, a reminder to both nourish and fill up from the inside and then move with more of your, you know, the body just has this innate wisdom, but we do need help. We need help in coming back to it, whether it's, you know, topically, internal herbs, if it's moving the chi, if it's just being touched, you know. Yeah. As soon as you feel somebody's pulses and touch them, the treatment has started. Just like when someone walks in and they look at you and say, I'm ready for my workout, then, you know, okay, we don't even have to get on and start doing footwork. We're here right now.
We're here.
Yeah.
Brooke, where are you located at?
I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. Come on down.
That'll be a long flight for me, but you know what? Shoot, girl.
I'm really all over the interwebs, though. You know, you can't miss me, really.
Yeah.
So,
where are you?
I'm in San Diego, California.
Oh, it's so nice out there.
It's beautiful. Quick question for the two of you. I don't want to hold you guys up.
Yes, go for it.
I'm in the clothing business, and I'm consciously thinking about what people wear, why they wear it, what makes them feel good, that sort of thing. So when you guys are wearing, like I see Martin has a blue shirt, looks like a polyester.
This is like my favorite shirt, funny enough, but yes.
Yeah. Is that a polyester blend shirt, or is that just more of a cotton blend?
It's a kind of a cotton blend.
Okay, all right. It looks good, by the way. And then, Brooke, I see you got a cotton hoodie there, right?
Cotton hoodie.
Okay.
This is from a surf shop in South Carolina. But, you know, I will show you. You know, I just came in for my office day. I happen to be wearing my paint pants. My kids are like, Mom, you been painting today? I'm like, not today, but, you know, at some point I did. These are my favorite pink Carhartts. And I cannot help but show, you know, I really keep it, can we see? I like to keep it fresh in my sock game and my sneaker game. So
No, that's hot. I
These are
dig
my
it.
new high tops. I really like them.
Michael,
Okay.
him and Chris Robinson are longtime friends, actually.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Chris.
nowhere.
Yeah, these
Oh,
guys are like
cool.
longtime buddies. Yeah.
Oh
He's,
yeah,
he's
last
the
I
one.
was out there, I went out and worked out with him in San Diego in 18. I think it was 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I went out and had a good little California tour. I was at Vintage and went and saw them at Pilatesology there. I did up and down the coast, just like 2 workouts a day. I just love to torture myself like that sometimes. Went down and had a 2-hour session with Chris down there in San Diego.
Chris
Sweet.
is. Oh, he's one of the best human beings in the world.
Oh, I love that.
Truly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Great,
Yeah.
great man. Great man. I love that guy. Yep. Yeah. Well, hey.
Oh, sorry. What was your question around the clothing?
Yeah. So, what do you guys throw on, like, preferably when you're going to do your sessions, and you know why, and what's comfortable in terms of like your shirts and you know even pants or sweatpants, what you wear?
Go for it, Brooke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have opinions on this. I only work out in shorties.
Okay.
And short shorts. And I mean, and I'm 42, and I also just don't give a shit because my legs need to be free for my workout, and I'm gonna wear short shorts, and I feel great about it.
Love it.
I've got to work out in shorts, and then because in Pilates, right, it's so much spandex. I don't want any tops that are any spandex. I won't buy any of those. So I like my tops to be cotton tank tops.
Okay.
And I like a racerback. I like a muscle tee. I don't like it tight on my neck. I will cut the sleeves off plenty of shirts.
Okay. No,
I don't mind them loose or tight. If they're loose, I tie them in a knot on the side. I definitely have a knot tying habit. It's true.
so fitted but comfortable.
Yeah.
Have you thought about this before, Brooke?
No, I guess I just know myself well.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I definitely I really don't want any of those. I can't do the Lululemon or Athletica, like the spandex tops, because I wear so many spandex bottoms and I feel like I'm shrink wrapped in plastic and I cannot get down with it. So
Yeah.
cotton comfortable, looser on top.
Cotton comfortable. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm asking for a reason because.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up your clothing line.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I have in mind. So I'm going to create a shirt, hopefully a bottom as well, for Pilates, people who are doing, certain movements, whether it's like yoga, even something that someone can wear for Pilates, yoga, and running or walking, that sort of thing. But it has the right feel, has the right fit. Because I realize, what we put on is just as important as everything else, because it makes us feel a certain way about ourselves. So, just really conscious about that.
Is it athletic clothing you make?
Yeah, at first it was, just really like, it was more of a motivational line to just really promote self-growth. But then the more I got into it, I thought about it, well, shoot, you know what gets me going? And most of my things that I enjoy are around health and wellness. And I said, okay, start with what I enjoy, because like my circle is more of that than, anything else. And so, I'm gonna focus on, what's around me and my own personal passion.
Great.
What about you, Martin?
Well, I like muscle tees, like just for working out, shorts, not short shorts. I prefer something that has a little bit more length. I like people to stick around for the workouts instead of running away. So that's basically it. But then I also like I think about my walk-in gear too, right? Like I like a t-shirt like this. I'm wearing pants that I can just pull up and and make it just pull up to my knee. It'll just stay there if I'm gonna throw down a quick workout, if I don't want to get changed. So my walk-in gear and my walkout gear is as important as my workout gear.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I like I'll have my shorts and my cutoff on, but I'll have a t-shirt over, or a long sleeve tee. Like you see me, I'm in a hoodie. It's a hoodie's within arm's reach all the time.
Hoodies.
Yes. Keep going, Martin.
Yeah. So that's it. So I mean, like, and you see, like, this brand actually that I'm wearing, Two Times You, is a brand that's like, they've sponsored me for like the last 4 years, like since in PT. They hand me gear because I was doing like TV shows and stuff. So I have clothes for days for them. So I basically just wear one brand all the time. So cutoffs, t-shirts, and my walk-in, walk-out stuff. So like comfy track pants, comfy hoodies, and then stuff that I could just wear and throw down and work out in when I'm not doing like a full workout, but like something I could just, like what I have on now, I could do a full workout in, but that's not what I prefer to work out in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
in between teacher type, ready for
Yeah,
a workout. Like Brooke, like a workout could break out right now and I'm ready to go, sort of thing,
right,
right? So
You got me fired up. I'm about to go put my shorts on.
right. Because you know what? In a way, that keeps you in that mind frame. This type
right.
of right? This type of clothing. And
Yeah.
so when you have a certain mind frame, and that's just where you're at, who you are, you're doing all those things to keep you in that zone, you know, and the
Yep.
way you dress is a part of that.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure I look always like I'm about to start a workout at any moment.
Yeah.
Same.
I think I really do.
Right.
And it's plenty
Yeah.
of like comfy sweatpants over my shorts. I did, you know, when I was, I let myself get a little loose, right? It's just me in here. So I'm like sweatsuits all day. I used to, you know, be a little more, I don't know, formal. Like I would put, I have plenty of long teaching pants that just really lift the box now. And now after workout, I just throw my sweats on over, teach a client, and then, you know, do the same in acupuncture. I'm sure as I'm doing acupuncture, they're like, you about to break down into some push-ups? Maybe.
No,
Maybe
right?
I am.
I think I probably dress better to go to the grocery store than I do like all day long. I'll put like khakis on just because just to get out of like polyester and like, you know, dry fit cotton, just to change it up.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's job perks. This is job perks.
Yeah.
Just cute sweatsuits all day.
Right.
I really appreciate you guys' feedback because you know, it's just something I picked up on. I'm like, sheesh, you know what? We're all kind of like wearing similar stuff, but we're not, maybe a lot of us just not thinking about it. But someone who's trying to, or creating a, you know, a line, I'm definitely thinking about it because I realize, like, if you're a Pilates instructor or if you're taking Pilates, that's part of your life. That's part of your life, right? So why not have things that enforce the lifestyle, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you got a shirt, man. It should be here soon.
What's that?
You should have a shirt soon. I've already sent it off.
Oh, for real? Okay, good. I'll look up for that.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll rock that when it comes in.
All good. Okay.
So, Brooke, you gonna throw down a workout now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I certainly am. Now that you got me off my computer, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna close this thing and walk away.
Good stuff. I did a workout before jumping on, so nice. We're gonna get that in.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm glad you found my YouTube video.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Living on.
So good. There
I
you go.
Your YouTube video and like you said,
put that B in there, man.
Careful.
Whoa.
Search engine.
Thanks for the warning, though.
It's true.
Welcome.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna jump off here. We have Emma Bray on tomorrow, Brooke, if you know her from the UK.
Maybe let me look it up. You know, you kind of know people, then you know their handles, and then you're like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that should be fun. So Missy is co-host, and Emma's joining us. So it'll be fun tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining me. I love these freestyles. They are so fun. This is such a good conversation. All right.
Good. Well, nice to meet you.
You too, Brooke.
Okay.
All right.
See you again.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
All right. We're out.